Toady had a straightforward strategy for his documentary on Sigmund Snopek III. Since Sigmund's music was new to the filmmaker, as it would presumably also be new to most viewers, Toady could simply document his own process of discovery as he learned about the composer's complex history. Toady did allow himself one significant handicap, though, by enlisting the help of Bob Mielke, the author and scholar who had been following Sigmund's career since the early 70s. Mielke, a Milwaukee native who had long since relocated to Kirksville, Missouri, had agreed to join Toady in making the documentary as often as his teaching schedule would allow. Upon Mielke's arrival, the pair convened at Sigmund's apartment, where the musician was preparing for that evening's gig at Milwaukee's Old German Beer Hall.
I'm going to go ahead and hit record.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it on hold so that none of these buttons get bopped.
And I will put on my headphones.
Okay. Sounds good. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
All right, great.
This is a Putney VSC3 synthesizer, also known as a synthesizer from Mars.
Yeah.
Used by Pink Floyd to do a lot of their
That's
work.
right, on Dark Side of the Moon.
This is what I learned on.
Mm-hmm.
Live, the Van FM's at Les Bandouches, the public baths. We'll go into this stuff. Watch out for the narrow passageway here. Here we are. There's no drinks on the piano. My mom just gave me her piano. She can no longer play. This is the history of the United States. There's Columbus landing. There's somebody surfboarding. There's some Indians getting torched. There's the arrival of the missionaries. There's Ronald Reagan with the gun with balls. This is all stuff by Steve Kastner, my dear friend from Door County. And now a new song about old things and new things. In the summer, in La Crosse, Wisconsin, in a nightclub called The Library, on a 20-foot high stage, you screamed out for us. It was Music Incorporated and Camping on the Mississippi. On a Sunday in the 60s, I saw you dancing naked with the Pixies, or knocking on my front porch in the Shaw, while Sharon held the torch and I was in awe. I kissed you goodbye that night. Where are you, Mary Smith? Did you die? Will I cry? I sure hope that you're alive, 'cause in our youth we'll never die. Phoebe, I'm calling you home. Phoebe, Roman goddess. You always hated that middle name, didn't you? I can't find you on the net in information, and I sure regret. But somehow I lost track of you. All those many years I sure do rue. Where are you, Mary Smith? Where are you walking? Who are you with? Are you still talking? Can I give you a gift? Phoebe, I'm calling you home. I heard you might have fallen in with some Christian cults, the one who uses snakes to monitor the sin, who don't drink the malt or sip the gin. Where are you, Mary Smith? Where are you walking? Who are you with? Are you still talking? Can I give you a gift? Phoebe, I'm calling you home. You really couldn't stand that name, could you? took this lyric to my gig. The storm brewed up quick and big. The lyrics were torn from my lyric book. They disappeared, I didn't see them. They blew away, oh how I need them. I came back the very next day to take a look. Where they were lying on the grass. Had you contacted me at last? Was this a message from the wind? Or as I took a look, they've been floating in a nearby brook. Da 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 dee dee, da 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 dee, da 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 dee, dee 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 dee. Where are you, Mary Smith? Are you still talking? Can I give you a gift? Will you remember our beautiful life? Have you taken a husband or a dutiful wife? Is your image inscribed next to a room? Are you dancing? Can I hum you a tune? Phoebe, I'm calling you home. Now the time of our lives is almost past. Someday soon we'll all run out of gas. But before that day comes, please come back for one more time. Don't give up yet, hold on to that time. Where are you, Mary Smith? Are you still breathing? Who are you with? Can you speak again with your beautiful voice? I've got no choice. Phoebe, I'm calling you home. Don't cry, come dance with me. Come dance and cry with me. Don't cry, come dance with me. Come dance and cry with me. Phoebe, I'm calling you home. Da 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 da. You were always bashful about your middle name. I saw an echo. That's it. Schlanza. Rehydrating for last night's whiskey binge. Oh. I'll keep it on the floor here. Hey, Denise.
Hey, what?
Let's pack up.
Okay. Let's get her done.
I'll stage the hallway routine here. We got a box here in the bathroom. The wind in the willow blade. Love's sweet melody. The next time you come up here, Denise and I will play a piece I wrote for her for oboe and piano, but right now she's going to help me pack up.
As Denise helped Sigmund pack for that evening's performance, Toady couldn't help wondering whether it was awkward for her to listen to her fiancé sing rueful songs of lost love, a common theme in Sigmund's lyrics. But beneath its soulful romanticism, Where Are You, Mary Smith addressed an even larger theme, the passage of time. Sigmund had been performing music publicly since he was a teenager, so this routine of packing his equipment, loading and unloading, setting it up, and tearing it down had been performed literally thousands of times. What kind of effect does this physical labor have on a working musician? And how much dedication does it take to keep at it for over 50 years?
Put it this way, Sigmund has more equipment and has hauled in more equipment into my club than many bands do when there's 4, 5, 6 people in the band. I remember back in the old days, he'd have 8 keyboards. and processors, and then he would want to play through his own PA system that he would bring in, even though we had a good one. It was just the way he was, and he knew this setup, and it made him feel comfortable and sound better. But there is nobody that hauled that much equipment around, especially as a solo act.
I remember days when he would play a wedding in the morning, play like bar mitzvah or something in the afternoon, and then at night be playing in a gig in a pub, and then maybe even sitting in with us or something. So he has to keep quite busy. So especially someone of Sigmund's age right now, when you might be thinking about retiring, and he's still slogging, harder than a lot of people 1/3 or 1/4 of his age.
Yeah, we played a lot. I played in a lot of different places. I played in Hallmark. I played in a grocery store. I played in a trolley. Played in the back of a truck. We would, St. Patrick's Day, we would play from 7 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon. And then after a while, when we landed the Old German Beer Hall as a gig, as a house gig even, on St. Patrick's Day, we would play at Patty's in the morning, break down, go to the beer hall and play for another set, or another, 3 hours. We had some really long days sometimes.
When your only income source is dependent upon how many gigs you get, there are definitely dry periods when you don't have a whole lot of money coming in, so you hang on to whatever you can. I mean, most of the time when I play with him, it's like places like the Old German Beer Hall, and we're just kind of there making noise, and nobody really pays attention to us.
They call it the lake croup. If you live by the lake, you get it every winter. It's the dampness from the lake, Lake Michigan. Hey, Frankie! Frankie, how you doing? Going to the Brewers game?
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right.
I'm actually going to a concert down at Turner Hall.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
At Turner Hall? Well, come by and visit us. We're playing at the beer hall tonight.
Oh, yeah?
I'll get you a beer this big. On me.
Sounds good. I'm driving Patrick and Sam down there, so I might bring them by.
All right, bring them by.
Sounds good. See ya.
See ya. That was the son of the guy who once owned the hotel, John Bellistreri, and I've known him since he was a little kid. This is the same age as my daughter. Oh, here comes some people moving in. Oh. So we're now headed down to downtown Waukesha, 3rd Street, 3rd and State. I mentioned 3rd and State on my song San Francisco Radio. It occurred to me one day that I had predicted that I would be on 3rd State playing music. How does that first go? San Francisco Radio. Don't want to be an old man on 3rd and State. It wouldn't be too great. Don't want to be the teacher man working just as hard as he can. It's not for me. It's not for you. Let's buy an island in the sea that's blue. But first we got to get on San Francisco Radio. And I thought, lo and behold, there I predicted something again. Years later.
Someone stole the quiche, someone stole the quiche, someone stole the quiche when I turned my back. Who stole the quiche? Who stole the quiche? Who stole the quiche? Won't you bring it back? Where is it? Round, firm, fully packed. It was hanging on the rack. Someone stole the quiche when I turned my back. Who stole the quiche? Who stole the quiche? Who's got that Chinina? Won't you bring it back? Can't find it.
The Old German Beer Hall is typical of the type of venue that Sigmund played in this phase of his career. Modeled after the famous Hofbräuhaus in Munich, the beer hall is a postmodern pastiche of traditional German culture. Largely patronized by tourists and college students, audiences tend to be more interested in drinking beer from oversized novelty mugs and playing obscure bar games than paying attention to the music being performed.
Early Milwaukee was divided into 3 separate settlements that didn't get along very well, and you had the east side was Juneautown, the west side was Kilburntown, south side was Walker's Point, and Kilburntown became the German section. Back in 1839 is when the first Germans arrived here. So that neighborhood, that west side neighborhood of the river, that became the most German section of the most German city in America. Milwaukee in World War II, there were still a whole lot of immigrants here. A lot of people who spoke their first language. And then by the 70s and 80s, you begin to see, a lot more, Polish pride and the ethnic festivals and people maybe wearing ethnic costumes. And some of that actually was also kind of a reactionary response to Black pride, so it moved, to a more general cultural sphere. And the survivor is, what had been until recently, now it's King Drive all the way down to Wisconsin Avenue. That had been kind of the old world 3rd Street, was kind of in some ways a little more tourist oriented and more self-conscious, than it would have been back in the 1800s. But yes, that area was intensely German.
As Denise finished setting up their equipment, Sigmund insisted on taking the filmmakers to see a nearby tourist attraction, a statue of Henry Winkler's character Fonzie from TV's Happy Days.
Back at the beer hall, getting film. Yeah.
Your ass.
We're making a movie.
Your ass is getting filmed.
He's making a movie about my life. This is a fairly treacherous river. It looks calm, but there's all kinds of currents in it.
Oh, you don't know where it is?
Well, she told me it was south of Wells, but we're all ready to.
Actually, yeah. I'll use my phone. It's on Riverwalk Way. Okay, let's see.
That's what we were on.
Right, North Riverwalk Way. Could not determine precise location. Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, I think I did see it when I was here last summer, but it's probably even cooler that we unsuccessfully tried to find it. Yeah, he's doing his like A thing, right? He's got his hands out.
Yeah.
The characteristic gesture.
I think he's got to be in there behind those buses there. Yeah. In case you're wondering what these two guys are doing, we're making a film tonight. We're shooting for a movie, so everybody wave. You're not your best German.
Ein Prosit, take a Wirklichkeit. Ein Prosit, take a Wirklichkeit. 1, 2, 3, super. Sicky tacky, sicky tacky. Come on, I can't hear you. Sicky tacky, sicky tacky. Sicky tacky, sicky tacky. Sing along with us, the words are right there. In München steht ein Operahaus. 1, 2, super. Da glaubst du manche besser aus. 1, 2, super. Da hat je manche brave Mann. 1, 2, super. Ihr seid was alles umtragen kann. Schon am Morgen findet an, was spät am Abend kann der heraus. Das schönste im Operahaus.
Okay, so when did you first perform with Sigmund?
Oh, that's a funny story. and he won't confirm it one way or the other. He had been a duo with Michael Woods, and Michael had gotten a new girlfriend who could sing very well. Her name was Emily, and God, she's a brilliant singer. So he'd pull her up on stage, Michael would. And then I think Sig thought he had to pay them more. So if he hauled me up on stage, then the pay went back to where it had been. Because now we were a quartet rather than a trio. Sig has never confirmed that, but I kind of think that's where that was going. Because before that, I'd help them like unload gear, but I never actually played. So yeah, I started playing after Sig dragged me in after Michael dragged Emily.
Prost! Prost! Let's have a little Mozart before we go.
Working with Sigmund's kind of like stepping onto a spaceship and then like going to another world and then coming back and then just being like, oh, okay, now I'm back on Earth again. And that was fun. What he brings to the table is so diverse and so all-encompassing musically that he just brings like a field of energy with him that's his own thing. Like, you have to conform to the Snopek. So it's kind of like you have to let go of all the control and you just have to let it ride the music. I don't know, like when you step into a creative space with him, you're going into like another dimension. But if you're just hanging out, he's like a normal dude. But yet he has all these little quirks that you're like, oh, you're not quite normal, you know?
That's my new composition, Bob MilwauKee, Report to the Principal's Office. We're going to take a little break and eat some sausage.
One of my favorite memories of Sigmund Snopek was one night he came in and he was setting up and he started testing out a remote system he had that, a wireless mic that he let him roam around with the flute that he had. He put the wireless mic on the flute and he would walk all around and test it out. And, I'll never forget sound check he was just checking out. And he ended up starting the show, and sure enough, there was a bunch of people there, and he got down off the stage and would walk right up to people and start playing the flute, and he'd walk up to the next person and he'd stare you right in the eye, and he'd walk around just to everybody in the room. And then at one point, he just turned around and looked at everybody, and he walked out the door. And then he looked in the window, and Sigmund just has these zany eyes, and he's looking in the window. He turns around, walks towards the street, and sticks out his thumb and starts hitchhiking. And after 4 or 5 cars, somebody actually picked him up. Sigmund got in that car, and as the car drove away, the flute started, getting softer and softer. And he just took off with that car. Now, he came back about 5 minutes later. But, it's that kind of thing that made Sigmund a legend in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin and beyond.
Sigmund was the guy you would go see if you wanted to see something you haven't seen before. Les Paul had great advice. He goes, it's the entertainment business. We have to entertain people. And if people are coming there to a gig to hear covers, give them what they want, give them covers, but do them good. But you keep playing because that's what you love doing. And you find a way to do it and keep passionate about it because you love your music and entertain a crowd. You're there to do a job.
One more time, everybody. Go Brewers! Brewers have now won 5 in a row. George Webb predicts if you win 12 in a row, he'll buy hamburgers for everybody. So we got 7 games to go. Roll out the barrel, we'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we got the blues on the run. Zig, Bontarero, real son of good cheer. Now it's time to roll the barrel for the gangs on air. E-I-E-I-E-I-O.
One of the funny things about that is that we better be careful. We're going to turn into a polka band, and that's kind of what happened for a while. And I love polka music. It's just such fun, happy music. I've never heard a sad polka.
You know, I think he's adapted to his local culture, which in Milwaukee still has that really strong German thing. Sometimes it's kind of a shtick, you know, which I think it is down on Old World 3rd Street a little bit. So we're just an unusually Euro-ethnic city.
Yeah, well, he's not alone with that. I mean, it's a tradition that goes back to Dvorak and Bartók. You know, I mean, there are plenty of composers that use folk materials. And some of those polkas are really good. My personal favorite is probably like the UFO polka, because he incorporates the motif from Close Encounters of the Third Kind into it. And then, of course, the Porta Potty polka. Anyway, yeah, they're amazing.
Wisconsin Tabernacle Choir, that's what you are. One of the things we found out during the performance of this song is that you can go into any room in Wisconsin and sing E-I-E-I-E-I-O, and somebody will respond.
Porta potty, porka polka, porta potty, porka polka, get down on your knees.
In the 1990s, Sigmund developed his beer show with then bandmate Andrea Tarek. The beer show was an intricate DIY stage show recreating a Milwaukee bar where Sigmund cracked jokes about Wisconsin, sang bawdy polkas, and pelted his audience with sausages.
Porta potty, porka polka, porta potty, porka polka, get down on your knees. Pass me all your cheese.
The spirit of the beer show was immortalized on the 1998 album Beer, which came packaged with a complimentary coaster and limited edition bottle of Sigmund Snopek beer.
The beer is funny. That whole CD is just funny. Inappropriate, wrong, hilarious. Did you get to the part of the track where he farts in the middle of it?
Sigmund, he wants to please an audience. He's very aware of that. But ironically, I mean, sometimes he can be edgy and subversive because he's totally misreading them. I mean, Exhibit A would, of course, be Blues for Aunt Jemima. That move was made by Frank Zappa, on Uncle Meat in the late 60s. And back then, there wasn't as much of an awareness that, gee, Aunt Jemima's a racial stereotype, But Sigmund he trots that out. And he plays it in front of African Americans, and I mean, what? I have no, I mean, in a weird way, he's saying "fuck you," but I don't think he knows he is.
You might be amazed. I'm down in love with Aunt Jemima. That you wrote on down. Well, you may think that I'm crazy, I'm out of my mind, but your mama is a woman who always treats me kind. Jemima, cook me up that bunch. I had some for breakfast, I want some for lunch. Jemima, pour your batter to my frying pan. I'm eating up Jemima fast as I can. When the buckwheat, but not too bad when they're plain. I don't care if they're tutti frutti, I need them just the same. Oh, Jemima, I drool at Oh, Jemima, don't you do me. No, no, no. Cook me up some of those buttermilks. I'll love you all night long. Come on, Jemima.
If you had to guess, why did he never catch on? Why is he not a known figure in the culture?
Well, it depends what you want. If you just like to play and perform, that's one thing. If, engineers are bad businessmen, and businessmen never make good engineers, because they're two different mindsets, And a businessman needs to do what he only needs to build it to the point where it's profitable and then pull back a notch. And an engineer makes the best possible thing he can, even though it's not financially prudent to do it that way. And it's why I like automobiles that are noble failures. They were just better in their time than they needed to be. Nobody needed an engine that powerful or a car that good. A Model T was fine. That was Henry Ford's genius. He built exactly what people needed at the time, not a dime more, And it's the same thing with this. If you get a certain perverse pleasure out of playing beer halls, I mean, how many times have you seen a movie that's low budget and you really enjoyed it, and then the sequel has hundreds of millions of dollars thrown at it, you go, oh, this sucks. I mean, to me, I like the low-budget movie because I'm going to draw the sun on the background here. I'm going to put lines like the sun shining. Okay, now you act like the sun is shining. And if you're a good actor, as an audience member, I'll believe the sun is shining, And I think that's kind of where it is. I think you didn't want it bad enough. He's doing exactly what he likes to do. Go in the beer hall and throw sausages at the kids and, just being odd and take a certain perverse pleasure in the people that are not paying attention to you. I mean, I get all that. I understand it. And that's fine. It's what you enjoy. I mean, I think he's reached exactly the level where he's happiest.
Let's have a toast now to all the grandmas in the whole world. I miss both my grandmas, especially the one that gave me $10 every time I saw her. Would have never made it to college without you. Thank you, Busha. Come on, everybody. We're toasting all the grandmas in the whole world. If the grandmas ran the world, it would be a safer place. Instead of Afghanistan, we have Afghans. And instead of all this bickering, we'd have cookies every night before we went to bed. Here's to you, Busha. Busha, we have some Polish people. That's swear. Those are swear words. The blood of a dog. Okay. There's another one that my grandma used to say. Dai mi a bushi. What does that mean? It means give me a kiss. Dai mi a bushi. A bushi is a kiss. There's nothing like a kiss from grandma to make you want to live your life the way it should be led. Thank you, grandma. I hope you're doing well at that great bar in the sky. Calling for me still.
Throw cowbell.
We'll be right back with a short set of some of our original tunes. Gold Brewers, hi Rachel. Did you like your pretzel? Those pretzels are good, aren't they? All right, see you in a couple minutes.
As Sigmund finished his second 3-hour-long set, Toady wondered about all the people who have seen Sigmund perform over the years. How many gigs were like this one, where sublime moments may occur, but were just as likely to go unnoticed? The beer hall was a kitschy venue, and the show could be corny, but Sigmund never condescended to his audience. He was there to entertain, and any flashes of greatness seemed to be as much for Sigmund's own enjoyment as that of any audience members who might be paying attention.
And the car just soared. However, the minute the car left the ground, I was out of my body. Whoa. And I could see everything going on. And I thought, at last, I made it. That was my experience. I was laughing. I go, I made it. I'm out. I'm free. And then it was not so fast.
And did you encounter the same beings?
Actually different ones, and I ended up on what you could perceive as a ship or a place, and I swear it was like looking out, some of the science fiction movies that they have now, not then.
Sitting on a pile of equipment in the back of Sigmund's van, Toady thought about his movie and the many questions that remained unanswered. This was the first of what would be many trips to Milwaukee, and he felt a bit like a meteor, flying through space at a high rate of speed, unsure of its final destination. All that Toady could do was continue moving forward in the faith that he was on the right path. Tonight, that path would lead him to one of Sigmund's favorite bars, where the DJ would greet the musician with a special tribute.
San Francisco radio doesn't play on my radio. Don't tell me about you don't wanna play in Ohio, Upper Michigan or Idaho. They're not the places I wanna stay in, but what can I be saying if it's all we got? Don't wanna be the broken boy. Don't wanna be the old rag man on 3rd and State. It would be too great. Don't wanna be the teacher man, working just as hard as he can. It's not for me, it's not for you. Let's buy an island in the sea that's blue. First we gotta get on San Francisco radio. Doesn't play on my radio. The Carolinas and Florida, Colorado and old Utah. Maybe it's as square as it can be. Maybe it's round but you can't see.